Hello and welcome to a brand new video on Recuerdos de Alhambra. This video is going to dive into the left hand hacks and guides that you need to get this piece up and running fantastically fast. What this video is not about is the tremolo technique. I've done another one of those and that'll pop up now for some tips on that. What we're going to do here is we're going to check out what you need to do with your left hand and where your left hand needs to go on the fretboard to play this piece well. Let's dive in and check out all of these little hacks. Okay, welcome to the first little micro study for Recuerdos de Alhambra. So we have an A minor, first finger at 2nd fret, 3rd and 4th at 5th fret, so it's E, C, E. And what's going to happen is your 3rd finger is going to stay down through all of these changes as a guide. Into the 2nd chord shape, 1st finger stays down as an anchor. 3rd finger at 4, 2nd finger at 3, so we have an E minor 7 chord, and then it's going to shift down to 2, 1st finger on first to the C, 2nd finger on to the E to get you that open string cowboy A minor chord. And then all that's going to happen is your 3rd finger is going to shift back up to the B, 1st finger down and again becomes an anchor, and you use that to push up your 3rd finger back into the first shape. Now, to this change and to the next, it is possible to have your 2nd finger prepped behind. So that all you're ever doing is then lifting up your 4th finger to expose the D. 3rd and 1st down first, and then your 2nd. 3rd finger slides back up, 2nd back on, 1st on, and then notice to the next change, I have my 2nd finger prepped and down, ready to go. So that it is in place. We'll check that out in the next micro study. Okay, welcome to the second micro study. So we left it off here at A minor. 2nd finger prepped and ready. 2nd and 3rds guide up to the next chord shape, which is a D minor. Fret 6, fret 7, 2 and 3, and then your 2nd finger is going to stay on as you take your 3rd finger off to expose the open G, to fret 8, fret 8, fret 9. It's just a C major chord, nothing to it. Your 2nd and 3rd fingers are then going to guide back down to the D, and then it's your 3rd finger that stays down for the next chord shape, guides down back into a C. Getting ready to shift back up from that chord shape. 2nd finger and 3rd finger. 2nd finger. And once you've got that, then it's just a case of putting in your tremolo. And I would suggest that you do practice it like that as a series of chord shapes first. Then put the tremolo in with all the melody notes. And then we're into the next shape where you see I just put into a full bar. One of the best tips I can give you here is from this, get that 1st finger already up and hovering above the 6th fret so that you just, because here, if you notice my left hand shape, my 1st finger is down here when I change. Straight away, I'm already thinking about that C at 8th fret there. So my 1st finger is up and ready to rock. That's one of the best tips I can give you apart from the guide fingers. We'll check out the next shape in the next micro study. Okay, welcome to the next section. So we left it off at that C. move into an F7 chord. Here, your second finger has to be prepared behind the fourth so you can shift down into this shape and then shift back up into a full F. So, fret 8, bar across, first finger on an F, third finger on a C, fourth finger on the A and the melody on string 1. Pre-prepare your second finger for the next move. Don't leave it hanging in the air. So you're going to do shift down, fourth finger off, third finger, if you can, stays on. If you can't, just take it off to do the move and put the third finger back down. Then coming back up, we're going to do 1, 4, 2, 3. This makes sense once you put the tremolo back in. So pre-prepared, down, back into an F major chord. Let's have a look at this now with tremolo. The main thing to take away though is this. 1, 4, 2, 3, and even the next change. I'm only putting my fingers down when they are needed. Let's check out the next microstudy. Okay, so the next section, we left it off here with the A to B. Open D string to B minor, and then we're ready for a half bar. Your second finger is going to shift down to an A, and your first finger is going to go into Now I've already covered those little hammer-ons in my article for Classical Guitar Magazine, which a link should pop up now, and you can have a look at a little exercise on microstudy for practicing those. This next section all revolves around that low E. There's nothing too difficult, it's just a half bar at fret 9, and then you need to stretch out to get the 7th. And if you notice, I'm already thinking about the next note. Nice and slowly from the F. Do it as a series of chord shapes so that you know exactly what you're doing. The other thing to just note here is you are going to have to do right hand thumb stopping. So I'm using the side of my thumb to stop as I play the A. It's the only way to make sure that there's no clashes. So that all looks like this when you put the tremolo in. Okay, next section. So we've ended up here at the E7. You're going to have to stop the bass E with the back of your thumb again to get that in, and this is the chord shape. We have third finger on 11, fourth finger on 11, C sharp and A sharp respectively. We have first finger on an E, and we are going to pre-prepare our second finger down. It's a suspension here by Tarrega. So from this point, our second finger is going to become a guide down a tone to the G. Third finger is going to shoot up to the C sharp. And then we're going to have a first finger on an A and a fourth finger on an E. This is quite a tough change if you've never done this before, so I would suggest you practice it like this. And as soon as I'm shooting off and in that direction, my third finger is up. It is not down here. It is hovering so that I can get into that chord shape there. A7 for those of you that are interested. So again, one more time. Second finger guides down, third finger up, onto 9, 7. And again, the fingers do not need to go down together. They go down in an order of the thumb playing them. So if I put the tremolo in again, and you can see my fingers went down 1 and 4. Second finger, third finger, 1, 4. That is the next section for this piece. Hi, are you enjoying this video on Recuerdos? I hope so. If you are, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. I've got a ton of new stuff coming your way, all classical guitar related and all like this to help you get started and up and running with these fantastically difficult pieces fast. Let's dive back into Recuerdos. Okay, so we left things off here. A7. The next chord shape, these two fingers are going to anchor. They're going to stay there. You're going to have to take these two fingers off and put them down in order, 3 and 4. This is quite tough because it's quite a bit of a stretch with those two fingers in place. And that is your next chord shape, and you probably will have recognized it from here. It's just up here. But you have your second finger pre-prepared so that you can expose that next chord. So again, I'm going to do that nice and slowly. A7, 3 and 4 come off and get planted onto 10. And then your third finger is going to slide down, your fourth finger is going to come off. And that's where that little triplet hammer-on comes in. And then you're going to slide down. So, the main things here are down to 6 and 7 with fingers 2 and 3 respectively. So again, your second finger is the guide to that shift. Things get a little bit hinky here, unfortunately, because what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to put your fourth finger on top of your third finger for the A until you can get that first bass note in on the D, and then you can switch it around. So I will just quickly run through that with tremolo. So again, top tip here, and this is for this entire piece, fingers are not getting put down straight away. 3, 4, 3 and 4 together. And then that change, it's obviously those two have slid down. 4, 1, switch over. And that's it for that change. Again, I would then, once you've got all of that, because that's quite a lot of left hand information, I would start back up here. Make that into a bigger chunk of those little micro studies to really cement home what you've learned. Let's check out the next micro study. Okay, so we left things up 5th fret, D minor. We're going to shift on an open D. Tremolo shifts down onto an open E, and your second finger is get planted and stays there for the next two changes on the 2nd fret on an A. Open B. Then we're going go into the B at the 4th fret, and your tremolo is going to go up onto the D, so that you have B and D. So your 3rd finger stays down for that. And if you notice when I do this properly, and I'm not talking about it nice and slowly, my 1st finger is up and ready for the next chord shape, because I know that the next chord shape involves a full bar at 1, so that I can get the F and the C in, and the D sharp. So we've got F, C, and D sharp. So let's just step through that again. So nice and slowly, here we go. Shift on open string. 4th finger stretches out. 1st finger up and ready. 4th finger down for that D natural. And then 1st finger down. 3rd finger down. Triplet. 2nd finger prepped for the G sharp. So that's quite an interesting change. Normally you would play that chord shape like that, but Tarrega has put it such as that, so that you can get that triplet in. Main tip for all of these changes, and this one in particular, is being aware of what the next finger is in the sequence. If you can think ahead 1 finger at least, or even 2 fingers, you will always be in for the changes and not struggle too much. So if I put that all together, it looks a little bit like this. To get back into the repeat from this point, open string to change. So that's back into the A minor, and then open string into the 2nd section's A major. Either way, you need that open A to quickly change from that chord shape or from into the major. And that is it. That is Tarrega's 1st section for this fantastic piece. The next video will probably pop up in a bit, and you will get the 2nd section in all of its glory. Hopefully that helped. Hi, hopefully you enjoyed this. This video was brought to you by classicalguitarrocks.com. There is a load of lessons on there just like this, all designed to get your technique and your pieces up and running fast and painlessly as possible. There will be a guide on this along with all the dots, so head over there and grab yourself a copy. Hope you're having a great day and staying safe. Bye.